All right, first things first, this is going to be the only video for today. I will not be back later this afternoon like usual because, it's Christmas Eve. I don't know what the schedule is going to look like for tomorrow. There will be at least one video tomorrow, but I do know we will be back to our normal schedule on Tuesday. All right, let's get into Danica Patrick. To be perfectly honest with you, up until yesterday, I had forgotten that Danica Patrick even existed. I guess you could say that she was a huge star 10, maybe 15 years ago. Danica Patrick represented inclusion before inclusion was a woke boner word. She also represented a lot of first. And you guys know how much parishioners of Woke United Methodist love the first. Danica Patrick was the first woman to win something called the Indy 300. I don't think that is associated with NASCAR. I believe Indy races are separate. I really don't care. All of it's boring. I don't understand how you could be entertained by watching a bunch of cars driving around in circles for 3 hours. IndyCar, NASCAR, Formula One car. Who gives a shit? All of it's painfully boring. A while back, I saw an advertisement for something called the Lawnmower Racing League. Lawnmower racing? Really? Me and my dad, we're a lot alike in a lot of ways while being completely opposite in others. My dad, he loves a lawnmower almost as much as he loves his shovel. When my dad hears the sound of a lawnmower, he gets excited about it. When I hear the sound of a lawnmower, it means I'm having to spend my money to pay the guy who's cutting my grass. But anyway, I had forgotten that Danica Patrick existed until this supposed controversy that she unintentionally started this weekend. If I remember correctly, I think Danica Patrick used to date Aaron Rodgers. Now, this was during the time when Aaron Rodgers was attracted to normal women instead of being attracted to women who were inspired by Joy Weave and choose to identify as the color blue. Over the past 3 or 4 years, we have seen the political fungus infiltrate sports. LeBron James embracing the organization Black Lives Matter while also passionately embracing Daddy G. That damn near destroyed the NBA in 2020. It's taken the league 3 years to finally return to some level of prominence. This season, I think the NBA has actually been more entertaining than the NFL. Embracing woke politics, it also destroyed the WNBA, which, to be fair, there really wasn't much to destroy in the dump. Shitfuckery had a massive impact on ratings for the 2020 Olympics. We all know what happened when Bud Light entered into their relationship with Bob Dylan Mulvaney. Target has yet to recover from their bad judgment. I mean, who would have thought that young mothers shopping at Target, they would reject a gigantic poster of Chad Thundercock modeling a tuck-friendly bathing suit that is being marketed to your children? While normal people have rejected the infusion of politics, mainly woke politics, into every facet of society, the mainstream media, they have been quick to embrace it. The media praised LeBron James for promoting mythical racism. They described LeBron by using words like brave, courageous, inspiring. What is so courageous about following the crowd? Why should I be inspired by someone who exploits their own community for their own personal gain? The media has staunchly defended Megan Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe has inspired millions of prepubescent boys to follow their dreams of becoming female soccer players. A couple of weeks ago, ESPN announced excitedly that they were producing a documentary on the beacon of bravery, the Countess of Courage, the beard of beards, Bob Greiner. The same Bob Greiner who demanded that the WNBA dump stop playing the national anthem before processing the neighborhood's trash. That's what the worldwide leader in woke calls courage. Over the last few years, the message sent from both mainstream and social media, that message has been clear. We want to see athletes use their platform to preach the good word and spread the faith to unbelievers. But athletes using their platforms for political purposes, that only applies if the athlete is promoting shitfuckery. If the athlete is using their platform to support Donald Trump, Orange Man bad. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they give orders to the woke army to silence them, which is exactly what happened to Danica Patrick. Over the weekend, Danica Patrick, she posted several pictures to Instagram showing her attending a political conference that was organized by Turning Point USA. Now, Turning Point USA, this is a conservative group that was founded by Charlie Kirk. They focus on spreading conservative values to the one demographic in the country that needs it the most: young people, teenagers. Instead of trying to convince young women that they should be identifying as a gender non-binary emotional support shovel, Turning Point USA, they tell young women, you're a woman. You're not a garden tool. Instead of trying to convince young Charlie that his real name is Garfield and he should be burying his steaming turds in the litter box, Turning Point USA, they direct young Charlie to the men's restroom and they tell him to flush the toilet. In other words, Turning Point USA promotes normalcy, common sense. That doesn't mean that I agree with everything they do, but I've got a lot more in common with a group like Turning Point USA than I do with the gender benders. Over the weekend, Danica Patrick, she was officially charged with violating the woke commandments. What was her crime? What was her violation? She posted a picture of a hat that said, "Make America Great Again." This is blasphemy! How can you make America great again when America has never been great? Danica Patrick was also charged with the crime of dead naming. As you guys know, dead naming, that is a vicious, vicious crime. Causes emotional trauma along with symptoms associated with PTSD. Well, Casey, what the hell is dead naming? Dead naming occurs when a normal person calls a birthing person by their real name. For example, let's say your name is Robert. One day you wake up and you decide that you want to become a woman and your name is now Rachel Levine. If I refer to you as Robert, your actual name, I have committed the crime of dead naming. Danica Patrick, she was also guilty of dead naming because she posted a picture of a hat that said, "I am not a breakfast taco." As it turns out, that particular taco, it was choosing to identify as a lunch taco. By calling it a breakfast taco, Danica Patrick was guilty of dead naming. Lonely men, they came out in full force to express their fake outrage towards Danica Patrick. "I am unsubscribing. I never knew you were a normal person. I never knew you were a mythical racist. How can you say you love our country when you support a man who caused an insurrection?" You know, the shitfucks really like that word insurrection. It reminds them of erection, which they constantly achieve when looking at pictures of men in bikinis. Danica Patrick revealing herself as a normal person, it was surprising to her followers on social media. This was the first time that she had used her platform to promote anything political. The problem for Danica Patrick in the eyes of the lonely men who follow her on social media, she was promoting the wrong politics. In response to the backlash and fake outrage, Danica Patrick, she posted this response on Instagram. I know it's kind of long, so I'll summarize it for you. Basically, Danica Patrick, she told her detractors to fuck off. "I'm not changing my beliefs to placate to your feelings." Going off of her long list of beliefs, it looks like Danica Patrick has a lot in common with normal people. Most people don't align with either side of the political aisle. We fall somewhere in the middle. The only problem I found with this post is Danica Patrick's use of the word ladder. I don't know if she knows this, but a ladder is something that's used for you to climb on something like a roof. Pretty sure that she meant to say ladder, L-A-T-T-E-R. But either way, the message is clear. If you're a normal person, you are not allowed to express your beliefs on social media. What do you think the reaction would have been if Danica Patrick expressed her faith in the woke oak tree? It would be a celebration of rainbows and wiener throughout the mainstream media. Danica Patrick, she would be praised for her bravery. They would call her a trailblazer, an inspiration for young women across America and their brothers who wish they were their sisters. But when Danica Patrick attends an event organized by Turning Point USA, she's accused of mythical racism. Good for Danica Patrick for not backing down. Credit to her for not folding to the pressure and issuing an insincere apology. To hell with these people on social media. The opinions that you see on social media, it represents far less than 10% of the population. Matter of fact, Social media represents the worst of the population. Normal people, we are too busy to be sitting on social media all day expressing our fake outrage. Normal people have these things called jobs. That's another forbidden word for parishioners at Woke United Methodist. Jobs. They are allergic to anything that resembles actual work. I believe that there are more athletes. I think there are more public figures who share the same beliefs as Danica Patrick. Problem is, they're afraid to express them. They have been scared into silence. It's okay for Taylor Swift to promote the myth of feminism. It's okay for Taylor Swift to try to convince an entire generation of women to be a boss chick. Yeah, you'll be a single boss chick. But it's not acceptable for Danica Patrick to express her own beliefs. Doesn't make sense to me, but what the hell do I know? I'm not attracted to women with beards. All right, let me go ahead and get out of here. Time to go do the family thing for Christmas. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday these next couple of days. I'll be back here tomorrow, but in the meantime, give me your thoughts on Danica Patrick. Do you think there are more athletes and public figures who have values that more align with normal people, but they're afraid to speak out on it? Me personally, I think there's a lot of players in the NFL and NBA who feel the same way as Danica Patrick, and you and me for that matter, but they're afraid to speak out because the media and their own community will call them traitors. You're selling out to the white man. Give me your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.